Hello, and welcome to the Getting Started with Macaw video tutorial. If you're viewing this video, you might be new to BHL and all of its wonderful information systems. You may also be part of the Expanding Access to Biodiversity Literature Grant project. My name is Mariah Lewis, and I am the Metadata Specialist for the Expanding Access project, based out of the New York Botanical Garden. This video is meant to help you get started with Macaw. We will go over the basics of Macaw, what it is and how you can get set up. I will also touch on the topics of preparing bibliographic metadata and image files, as well as what type of files can be uploaded into Macaw. Macaw, isn't that a bird? Yes, it is, but it is also the name of the Biodiversity Heritage Library's fantastic software that we are here to talk about today. Macaw stands for Metadata Collection and Workflow System. This image gives you the general idea of where Macaw fits into the overall BHL workflow. It facilitates the aggregation of image files and bibliographic metadata, as well as the page-level metadata, into the Internet Archive and BHL. All of these files and information are combined into a single package that is then exported. The image files are held at the Internet Archive, and BHL harvests the metadata, not the image files. Your items will still be viewable directly in BHL, however. You can find Macaw by going to this website, but we will go more in depth with this in the next video. First, there are some other important things you should know. Currently, the BHL interface only accepts what we call book-like items. This includes books or monographs, individual volumes or issues of a journal or newsletter, multiple volumes or issues of a journal that are bound together, and primary resource materials including field notebooks, correspondence collections, and other similar items. We do not currently accept individual articles, artworks, maps, audio files, or specimen images. Macaw can do some great things, but it also has its limitations. A lot of the things on this table I have already mentioned, but please double check it if you have any questions about what Macaw can facilitate. It is also available on the Macaw user guide. There are two different ways to use Macaw. The first is Macaw in the cloud. Using this route to access Macaw allows you to do so without any installation or updates. However, there have been some instances where users may experience bandwidth issues. This usually happens outside of the United States. Using JPEG 2000s instead of TIFFs can solve some of these problems, since TIFFs are typically huge files. If using JPEG 2000 files does not resolve the problems, then you have a second option. Macaw Local is a version of Macaw that you download and run on your institution's servers. While this resolves bandwidth problems, you must regularly have IT staff update Macaw to the current version after they initially install it. Now I would like to give you a general overview of the bibliographic metadata you will need when using Macaw. While you will always need this type of metadata if you would like your items to be in BHL, no matter what your method is, it is imperative that you provide this in Macaw. MARCXML is the file format that is required in order to supply the information from the bibliographic record to Macaw. This information is a title-level information, such as title of the publication, author, dates and places of publication, and so on. For every book you upload in Macaw, you need a different MARCXML record. If you have different items from the same series, you use the same MARCXML record uploaded with each individual volume. If your library catalog or ILS does not export into MARCXML, there are some ways around this. This is an example of what I mentioned with the book versus series uploading. Each volume in a series is linked to the same title record. This way, the information is consistent and they are linked together once they arrive in BHL. On the other hand, we have the book, which only has one item attached to the title record. For converting MARC to MARCXML, we have some good documentation here. It requires MARCEdit, which really is a great tool to have on hand. In very special cases, creating a MARCXML record from scratch is a possibility. This happens especially in the case of field books and other unique, mostly archival items. In order to accept these types of items, a system has been developed using a CSV file, a kind of Excel spreadsheet. To find out more information, please check out this documentation or email me for more information. Quality of images is just as important as the quality of metadata and information you provide for each item. Whether you are scanning yourself or having a company do it for you, it is important to make sure they follow the same standards as BHL. The accepted image types are TIFFs, JPEG 2000s, and high-quality PDFs. TIFFs are very large files and therefore take much longer to upload than other options. JPEG 2000s upload much faster than TIFFs and save bandwidth. High-quality PDFs must be just that and are not preferred, as PDFs are usually a lower quality. There is a 450 ppi requirement for the images within the PDF. During the Macaw upload process, your PDF will be split automatically into separate pages or image files. On the other side of the slide, there is a table that outlines some basic minimum benchmarks. There is a maximum file size of 512 megabytes per each individual file. In terms of digital imaging specifications, BHL goes by the Federal Agency's Digitization Guidelines Initiative standards. You can find out more about these standards by checking out the page on the BHL website. These are just a few of the specifications. It is important that each page is scanned individually and not scanned as a two-page spread. This is different in the case of foldouts or archival materials. It is very important to include the covers and blank pages, as it can create problems in how the book is displayed in BHL if they are skipped. Naming the image files is very important. It is standard practice to name the page with its unique identifier, for example, the barcode or another institutional identifier, an underscore, and then a 4-digit enumerator that reflects what page it is. This keeps the pages in order during the upload process. As we all know, copyright is its own can of worms. As a digital library, we primarily upload items in the public domain. However, there are always exceptions. Because of this, we request that you review the BHL copyright page for more information. All items in BHL must be available for free and open access. We request that you follow your organization's guidelines in terms of digitization and copyright. It is your organization's responsibility to make sure that all the items digitized are legally permitted to be open access. Macaw only accepts items that fall under these open access principles. It includes those items that are in the public domain, materials that appear to be free of any known copyright restriction, and in copyright content in which BHL has received express permission from the copyright holder. If you do have content that is in copyright and you are interested in including it on BHL, please email Patrick Randall to find out more information. Now you hopefully have a better understanding of the background of Macaw. So how do you get started? The first thing you should do is request a Macaw account by going to this URL. Then you have the option of subscribing to the BHL Macaw discussion group. This group has information about Macaw news, errors, and updates. Let's take a look at this link briefly so I can cover some of the information requested. First, it needs generally standard information. Then there are a few other things to note. Leave the API questions blank if you're a part of Expanding Access. Give your best estimates for the number and sizes of your items. And lastly, make sure to use your institutional email address. Please let me know if you are requesting an account and are a contributor through the Expanding Access Grant so that I can make sure you are added to our Macaw umbrella account. There are 3 levels of access in Macaw: Edit Metadata, QA, and Admin or Local Admin. Edit Metadata is the basic level of access. It allows you to create, paginate, review, and export the items. QA, or Quality Assurance, gives you the ability to review work others have done. Admin or Local Admin can create accounts, change passwords, and review the status of items within an institution. You will be set up to the Edit Metadata level. If you are part of Expanding Access, you will not have your own API key for your institution. In order for the Expanding Access team to review your work, you will be under the Expanding Access API. If you join VHL as an affiliate or member, you will be able to have users at other levels and have your own API. Now that you have hopefully gotten your account set up, are you ready to go on a walkthrough of Macaw? Check out the next video in the series to begin your journey. As part of the 2-year Expanding Access Grant, Patrick and I are available to answer your questions. Please contact me at mlewis@nybg.org for questions regarding Macaw, metadata, and other technical issues or inquiries. For questions about selecting content, copyright, or joining BHL, please email Patrick Randall at patrickrandall@fas.harvard.edu.